Welcome back to Celebrial, where we break down the stories Hollywood doesn't want you digging into. And wow, this one's wild. Katt Williams just confirmed what many suspected. 50 Cent allegedly removed 7 major celebrity names from the Netflix Diddy documentary. And these weren't random figures. Katt predicted this months ago, and now he's stepping in, claiming certain people were protected and kept out of the final cut. In this video, we're breaking down who those names allegedly were, why they were scrubbed, how Katt saw it coming, and the connections Netflix didn't want front and center. Buckle up, because if Katt's right, some people are still untouchable.
In 20 years, won't do an interview. Nobody's ever talked to her, and she's never been interviewed anywhere. And now, understand, I'm not talking about one person. What I just told you applies to 7 people. How they all end up with that. That's part of what you get. I came in this business saying I was gonna expose. When I talked about Michael Jackson, when I talked about R. Kelly, they canceled me for these things because why would you talk about another black dude? Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is.
Now, before we go any further, let me be clear. We're not even touching the most obvious names like Jay-Z or Beyonce. That ground's already been covered. This really traces back to 2024, when Katt Williams went on Club Shay Shay and basically called the entire collapse. He warned that 2024 would be the year everything comes out, saying anyone who has a problem with the truth knows exactly why. That wasn't comedy, it was a warning. Fast forward to now and 50 Cent's Netflix project, Diddy. The reckoning drops with never-before-seen footage, behind-the-scenes moments, legal strategy talks, and explosive allegations.
He just gave P. Diddy 4 years. Say that again. For taking 27 years. 4 years. Meanwhile, they tried to give me 4 years for 2 blunts I had no intention of smoking in the first place. Same 4 years. I don't give a fuck. Being an ass-kicking devil worshiper is not against the law. They put that man on a whole RICO because they thought he was for China. They said, bring out the 9 niggas walked out there. That ain't even get the law. Go on and get yourself. That man liked so much as his punishment. They sent him to the place with the most So I ain't gonna say
Diddy's legal team tried to shut it down with cease and desist letters, calling it an unauthorized hit piece. But Netflix pushed forward anyway. And why this matters now is simple. Diddy has already been sentenced on prostitution-related charges. Over 150 civil lawsuits are reportedly pending, some involving minors, and federal prosecutors have openly said more charges are possible.
Knew that Snoop Dogg, not again, mentioned him in December of 2020, but everybody beat the hell out of me. Through you, that can't be true. What the hell do I know, right? And then recently it just came out again that Snoop Dogg got accused of children. And what did everybody do? Ooh, Snoop Dogg is at the halftime. I'm going to the halftime. But we canceled Dr. Seuss and Jemima. Nobody mad. Nobody. Super Bowl happens. They were dripping down from the letters, the LVI. I know, but that's fine. Let's go to the game. Make some hot wings. It's fine. It'll pass. It'll pass, right? It's a phase. It's just a phase. But oh no, tell somebody that plastic straws are coming back and throw a fit. Let a convict get arrested. Somebody put a knee on a convict's neck and it's over. Neck of it. Crickets. Crickets. Nothing. Everything's fine.
This investigation isn't slowing down, and it's starting to overlap with other major cases, including renewed interest tied to Tupac's case. That alone should tell you how deep people believe this goes. There are claims floating around online that unreleased Diddy recordings exist, and that some of them allegedly include other high-profile figures doing things they'd never want public.
Thank you, come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close, but it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No, I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even, I don't want it to come close to the bed at all.
Usher look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. I should.
Fresh off the guard stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, damn, pause, but like, check this out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
What the did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes, and we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was fucking stupid.
Listen, we're having a good time, yo. Usher made it in the. Hey, yo.
Fuck that mic. I'm a thug. At the end of the day, I kill niggas, man. No, listen. At the end of the day, I kill niggas.
None of that has been verified, but the rumors are loud. And when Katt Williams recently joked about certain people being mysteriously missing from the final cut, a lot of viewers took it as more than comedy. To them, it sounded like Katt quietly doubling down on what he's been hinting at all along, that some names were protected and deliberately left out.
Somebody to invite him in. Hey, don't do it. Okay? We all saw the movie Sinners. Don't let his here. So he can bite somebody. So he can bite Playboy Cardi again, okay? Playboy Cardi definitely been bit. Something happened. Playboy Cardi's been bit. I know he has. Nobody let Kanye in. No! Tonight, I will do my part. Everybody will get flowers. I'll do my part to make sure that I put us on a high pedestal, man. Also, I'm gonna do my part. I'm shutting down the idea of after parties. No after parties tonight, okay? None. Take your home after this. That's why I did it on a Monday. People gotta go to work tomorrow. No after parties. That's where it's slippery at them after parties. Okay? We're learning a lot about people, ain't we? We're learning a lot. God is good all the time. Kurt, that makes it right. Whatever I just said goes away. Funny.
So let's talk about how those conversations are unfolding, starting with one of the names people keep debating, Snoop Dogg. Now, to be clear, nothing in the Netflix documentary accuses Snoop of wrongdoing, and no charges or official findings exist against him. But online, people are questioning why someone with decades-long ties to Diddy, shared circles, parties, business relationships, and collaborations, never appears in the narrative at all. That absence alone has fueled speculation.
Took $50 million to unversion his whole.
Can you explain a little bit?
No, I just told you.
Now, whether
Some of that speculation traces back to past online allegations made by individuals like Aaliyah Carter, whose claims were never proven and were widely disputed. She alleged that certain industry figures were more protected than others, and Snoop's name came up in those conversations years ago. At the time, the backlash was immediate, and no evidence ever emerged to support her claims. Still, critics point to the contrast between serious online accusations and the reality that Snoop's public career continued uninterrupted, including major mainstream moments like the Super Bowl halftime show.
No, this is freedom paper.
No, I set the
What's up, Mase?
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, baby.
Robin is back in the building. What up, Batman?
What up, Mase? How you doing, boy?
Better than I look.
What's up, Mase? How you been, man?
I'm chilling, man. All my cars still work. Just the Puff doing good stuff, you know?
Hey, every once in a while, you got to do something good.
That contrast, allegations on one side, zero legal action, and continued industry celebration on the other, is exactly what people are arguing about now. Not proof, not convictions, but perception. And it's that gap between rumor and reality that's keeping these debates alive, especially as Katt Williams continues to imply that some figures were simply too untouchable to make it into the final cut. A man some people online have accused of serious crimes still performed at one of the biggest events in America. Meanwhile, other brands and public figures have been erased for far less. That contrast is exactly what critics keep pointing to. Ally Carter even highlighted symbolism she believed was intentional during the Super Bowl halftime show.
Real rap.
You think that audio that they put out was real?
Yeah, that was Nikki put that out there. That Nikki recorded that at the freak off in the Calabasas. She been waiting to drop that shit with Meek. She just wasn't gonna tell nobody it was Diddy. But now that Diddy out there, why not?
Though none of that has ever been substantiated and remains pure interpretation. So why do people believe Snoop Dogg was left out of the documentary? The theory circulating online is simple: protection. Not evidence, not charges, just the belief that certain figures are too connected, too embedded in the industry to touch without consequences. According to that speculation, including him would have jeopardized the project entirely. Next name people keep bringing up, Kevin Hart. His situation gets talked about differently because he's addressed the Diddy situation publicly, but carefully. Kevin was part of Diddy's broader social circle years ago, including well-known parties that many comedians and artists attended. Old clips and jokes have resurfaced, with viewers now reinterpreting them through today's lens.
Y'all, paparazzi spoke to Bieber, and all he had to say recently was that, "Don't ask me about that man ever. Some things I moved on from for my own peace. What's in that documentary? Let's just say people are finally waking up." He also goes on to say, "I was a kid, I didn't know anything, I don't ever want to talk about that again."
At the recent BET Awards, Kevin cracked jokes about after parties and boundaries, even saying, "No after parties tonight," and scheduling the show on a Monday, so people had to work the next day. On the surface, it was comedy. But some viewers felt it sounded more like a pointed message than a punchline. Whether that's hindsight talking or intentional subtext is still up for debate. But it's exactly why his absence from the documentary has people asking questions. That moment didn't feel random to a lot of viewers. People online believe it was intentional. And then there's Orlando Brown. Now, Orlando has a history of saying extreme things, so everything he claims needs to be taken carefully. He once alleged that Kevin Hart took money tied to industry initiation rituals. There is no proof of that, and it remains an unverified claim. What is widely accepted, though, is this. Kevin Hart has been inside elite industry spaces for years. He's seen things most people never will. Whether that means knowledge, proximity, or simply survival instincts, many believe Kevin knows how dark the business can get. And at this point in his career, he's too big, too valuable, to be pulled into a public takedown. That's why some people think Kevin didn't appear in the documentary. Not because of guilt, but because touching him would mean opening up the entire comedy world. And that's a door nobody wants opened. Now let's talk about Mase. This one frustrates a lot of people. Mase was one of Diddy's closest collaborators during the Bad Boy era. He was around for the music, the deals, the parties, everything. If anyone understands how that world operated, it's him. But Mase has stayed almost completely silent. Suspiciously silent, some would say. It famously took him nearly 10 years to fully get out of his contract with Diddy, and even after gaining his freedom, he's rarely spoken critically about him. There's an old radio interview where Diddy brought Mase on air and announced that he was free to work again. Mase's reaction stood out to listeners. Nervous, surprised, overly grateful. To some, it felt less like celebration and more like someone choosing their words very carefully. That moment said a lot to people watching closely. Mase literally said it took him 10 years to finally get his paperwork straight. He looked genuinely surprised that Diddy gave him his publishing back. He even joked, "I used to puff doing good stuff," which hit different to a lot of listeners. Think about that for a second. A man who worked side by side with Diddy for years was shocked that Diddy did something positive for him. To many, that reaction spoke volumes. So why did 50 Cent leave Mase out of the documentary? Some believe it's because Mase's silence would have raised more questions than answers. Either he doesn't want to speak, or there are still complicated ties behind the scenes. His quiet stance feels intentional, and including him would have forced viewers to ask why someone with so much access refuses to talk. That alone could have shifted the entire narrative. Now let's talk about Meek Mill, because this part gets messy fast. Meek has been around Diddy and other industry power players for years. For a long time, there were only rumors, nothing solid, nothing provable. Then Orlando Brown made another one of his infamous statements. As always, his comments are controversial and unverified. But they got people talking again. Meek's name started circulating heavily online right after that. Things escalated when an audio clip allegedly involving Meek began spreading on social media. Some listeners claimed the second voice sounded like Diddy, but no confirmation has ever been made. Jaguar Wright, who's known for speaking openly about industry rumors, publicly said she believed the voice resembled Diddy. To be clear, none of this has been proven. But the combination of old whispers, viral audio, and public speculation is exactly why some believe Meek was left out of the documentary entirely. Including him would have opened a door filled with claims that Netflix and 50 Cent likely didn't want to legally touch. That clip was extremely explicit and instantly controversial. It spread across social media fast, then just as quickly disappeared. Platforms removed it, accounts got flagged, and the source was never officially verified. And that right there explains why Meek Mill didn't make it into the documentary. Including unverified audio would have opened 50 Cent and Netflix up to massive legal risk. Meek is still active, still powerful, and fully protected by high-level legal teams. One wrong move and the entire project could have been tied up in lawsuits for years. From a business standpoint, leaving Meek out wasn't about guilt or innocence. It was about avoiding a legal nightmare tied to material that couldn't be proven beyond doubt. Now, Justin Bieber's situation is very different, and this one hits harder for a lot of people. In this case, even critics agree Justin is not being framed as a perpetrator, but as someone who may have been exposed to adult environments far too young. There are old, widely circulated clips where Diddy talks about spending time with a teenage Justin, even joking about having custody for a short period. Watching those clips back today makes many people uncomfortable, especially given Justin's age at the time and how uneasy he appeared in some footage. So why wasn't Justin included in the documentary? Because, according to people close to the production, 50 Cent deliberately chose to protect him. Recently, when paparazzi asked Justin about the documentary, his response said everything without saying much at all. He reportedly told them, "Don't ask me about that man ever. Some things I've moved on from for my own peace." He added that he was a kid back then, didn't understand what he was stepping into, and doesn't want to revisit it. The emotion in his voice hit people hard. Justin was young, vulnerable, and navigating fame without full control over his environment. Including him in the documentary would have meant reopening wounds involving a minor, something even Netflix reportedly didn't want to touch. Today, Justin is focused on his family, his health, and moving forward. Leaving him out wasn't about hiding the truth. It was about not re-traumatizing someone who's clearly trying to heal. He doesn't need the world reopening old wounds for entertainment, and that's why 50 Cent left Justin out. He was a victim, not a villain, and protecting him was one of the few genuinely human decisions made in this whole rollout. Next is Usher. And this one runs deep. Long before Justin Bieber, Usher lived with Diddy as a teenager at what was called Puff Flavor Camp. He was the first, the prototype. Usher has openly said he saw things there he couldn't unsee, experiences that changed him forever. And years later, he was the one who introduced Justin to Diddy, a decision many believe he deeply regrets. So why was Usher removed from the documentary? For the same reason as Justin. He's viewed as a victim, not a perpetrator. Katt Williams warned about this exact pattern, talented kids being pulled in and broken behind the scenes. According to people close to the project, what happened to Usher was too dark to include, even for Netflix. Revisiting it would have re-traumatized him and damaged his legacy as an R&B icon and father. 50 Cent made the call to leave Usher out, and most agree it was the right one. And now we reach the biggest name of all, the one above Diddy. The name most people don't talk about, but everyone in the industry knows, Clive Davis. Clive Davis is the real gatekeeper. Diddy didn't move without Clive's approval. He controlled legends like Whitney Houston and Alicia Keys, and has ruled the industry for over 50 years. As Katt Williams said, Diddy was just a worker. Clive was the boss. So why did 50 Cent remove Clive from the documentary? One reason: power. Exposing Clive would have killed the project. No Netflix, no distribution, no promotion. Clive's influence runs through labels, media, and streaming. The doc would have been buried instantly. That's the biggest omission of all. Everyone looks at Diddy, but Clive built the system that protected him. Taking down Diddy means nothing if the real architect stays untouched. So there you have it. The 7 names 50 Cent allegedly removed from the Netflix Diddy documentary. Katt Williams told us this was coming. He warned that 2024 would expose lies, but he also knew the most powerful people would stay protected. And that's exactly what we're seeing. From Snoop Dogg to Clive Davis, these omissions prove how deep the protection really runs. The system always shields its own. The documentary may have cracked the surface, but it's far from the full truth. More lawsuits are coming. The feds are still digging. And Diddy's story is nowhere near finished. Now I want to hear from you. Which name shocked you the most? Who do you think should have been included in the documentary no matter the consequences? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you want more breakdowns like this, make sure you like this video, subscribe to Celeb Reel, and share this with someone who needs to see it. We're just getting started.